Hello everyone, I'm Tofu and today we're on Gaol-Town, and as you've probably seen by the thumbnail, we're going to be building a junkyard and the neighbourhood surrounding said junkyard. So, let's jump into the area and get on with the build. So just to the left of the nightclub that we were at, as you can see, this is the area we're going to be building, and I've done a little bit of prep work. So I've done some terraforming, I've painted a lot of the flooring, so the rust tiles and then the stone pavement or sidewalk. I've added a little bit of cliff with some fencing, and this dark dirt is where the junkyard is going to be. I've also added a small lake just behind the junkyard, and then the spiky fence just to stop people from trespassing into the area with all the dangerous junk. But firstly, we're going to start with this little bit here, so just kind of connecting to the road, just kind of adds to the neighbourhood. So let's go on with that. So naturally, you can see that I've done a bit of planning, and it's been a hot minute, honestly, since I've been on Gaol-Town. That's mostly because I've just not been motivated. Like, I enjoy playing the game, it's not that kind of an issue as far as motivation. I just didn't know what to do and how to tackle the next build. And I've really been racking my brain with it. And honestly, it's just got to a point where I needed to build something, and so I actually started throwing stuff down. I keep throwing it in the wrong position though, that's a bit of a pain. But yeah, I started just throwing things down and trying to work out what I wanted to do, and then I actually really enjoyed what I did, which always helps. But we're going to be making a few fake buildings to start with, so this is obviously what I'm doing now. We're going to use the acnh. Is it acnh or acnh? I always get that wrong, but I think it's acnh. The acnh gazebo just makes a nice roof space. These storefronts always look good as side paneling for any kind of building. Fantastic. And then here, I'm just going to add a couple of the retro bus stops, or whatever they're called. Retro transportation stop even. Just to mix things up a bit. I've gone with green, and then the next one I think is going to be rusty colour. It might be red. No, it is the rusty colour. Fantastic. I've actually put it in a somewhat decent order. So I'm just going to push those together, make it look a little bit almost shed-like. Fantastic. So obviously, naturally, this is the road that connects to our resident services. If you go to the right, there'll be the nightclub, so Marlowe's nightclub, his shady dealings happening there. There's going to be a little building on the right hand side here where this terraform cliff is. But this is going to be the entrance to the junkyard, so you have to walk through this small area, and I've got a small idea for it. However, I need to build up the buildings first. So, yeah, let's jump on that more. I'm looking for more retro transportation stops. So this one here. I'm not doing very well when it comes to putting them down in the correct rotation, and now I'm struggling to actually rotate it at all. So as it's a crime island, I wanted everything to feel a bit run down, so I'm using a lot of the different retro transportation stops and storefronts just mixed together, so things aren't very uniform. I also like the splashes of colour and the fact that some of them panels have just kind of gone rusty, you know? It gives a little bit more of a feeling of rundownness. Is that a word? It is now. But yeah, I always wanted to make this feel like it's a kind of rundown urban setting where some of the buildings have been abandoned, or later on in the island, nature's trying to claim back some of it. Right, I'm going to start with this bit at the top now. My main reasoning for this is there's a very specific way I want these to go. And frankly, if I don't do them in the correct order, it's going to make it an absolute pain in the backside doing it later. So, more of these retro stops. And we'll do another one. It should be silver. Fantastic. Okay, grand. There's a storefront. That's not the way I wanted it to go. Obviously, I wanted to face outward. You know what? The game's just trying to screw me over. There we go, that's what I wanted. That wasn't that hard, was it? Fantastic. Okay. So, now I'm just going to paint these two squares here with the rust paneling. Because I have some meter and pipes. Which I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to add the outdoor air conditioner just at the front there. Going to spin it round. Fantastic. I think that gives a little bit more of a building feel. There's another acnh gazebo. And naturally I don't have room to place it, so let's just very delicately place ourselves there. Fantastic. Okay, I should have a couple of storefronts. Are they going to go the way I want them to? They are! Wow, that's a surprise. And another one here. There's definitely room, come on. Okay, grand. And lastly, another retro transportation stop. And it didn't go the way I wanted it. Okay, I'm going to build up a little bit this cliff just so I have space to rotate it all. And then I'll jump cut to me actually placing it down and getting rid of the cliff.
One eternity later.
Okay, fabulous. It's actually in the right place now, so I'm going to get rid of this cliff and redo the sidewalk. Okay, so I'm back just to finish off the building. I'm going to add another storefront. Make sure that's in there. Cool. There should be another storefront just around here. So I actually want this up a little bit. Not only does it stop any access in a little path that was here, but it means I can actually put a utility pole in the space there. Just turn it around, give it a little bit more 3D effect when you're looking down the street. And then there should be a truck. I can't put it down because I'm too close, because of course I am. Typical Tofu move. I don't know which way I prefer. Do I prefer it facing that way or the other way? I guess it makes sense the other way, but I kind of like seeing the cab. And then just a recycling bin. Gives it a little bit more of a lived-in feel, even if it is meant to be an abandoned spot. Okay, so now I've got the two main parts of the building done. I'm just going to add a few little elements to the front here, just to, again, make it feel like it's a bit more lived in. Maybe, like I said, an abandoned area. So, where is it? I know there's a cardboard box somewhere. So I'm going to put that on the sidewalk, and I'm going to throw some trash bags on top of it. You may have noticed with my main road, I've included just various spaces where there's missing tiles, and then thrown some various plants, so the weeds, flowers. I've even thrown a sugarcane every now and again. I do have a little idea for this space, so yeah, look forward to that. And there is my my small tree stump just left in the road. Again, I like the kind of rundown element of this island, so that's a major part of it. Okay, meters and pipes. Again, I love using this item just to hide the side of the either storefront or the retro transportation stop. I want the light arch. I know I've got that somewhere. There it is. And as it's a crime island, we need some element of crime. So, we've got a sign showing off hot buns. The creator code will be in the description if you would want to check it out and use this design for yourself. But I'm going to have a little area here that's going to be a bit seedy, let's be honest. But I'm still going to end up working on this little area first. So I've got a couple of oil barrels and a oil barrel bathtub as well. just added the tank there. It's a nice bit of height. I've got another storefront just to go on the side here. Fantastic. You may have noticed I've left this little space here just of dirt. I'm actually going to place a tree there. Again, I just want a little bit of nature just kind of encroaching on the urban setting. So I'm actually going to run off to basically a tree, grab an apple, and I'll grab a tree that I want. So, see you in a second. I've said it before in a different build video, but just imagine that this isn't as messy as it is. Like, ignore all of this. It will be fixed, I swear. Okay, so I wanted a cedar tree, just to be a little bit different. That's going to make placing a few items in this little space really difficult, but there we go. That's just how I do things. I'm now going to run off to my storage shed and grab a couple of items just to fill this mini courtyard area. So, jump cut. See you in a second. Okay, I have gathered the few items. Before I actually build any little area of this courtyard, I'm going to just deal with this little space. And I'm going to throw down a design that I have managed to find online. And what would a crime island be without a chalk body outline? Am I right? And some of you more keenly eyed viewers will notice it's a certain Easter bunny that has gone missing on my island. And yeah, good riddance. I don't like him. I don't think many people do, honestly. But there we go. So we're going to put down some safety barriers. I know I've got some somewhere. So this is an active crime scene now. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this safety barrier. It's a different colour, but still the safety barrier nonetheless. Now I'm going to put down the cone. Oops, and attack it with my shovel apparently. Fabulous. And there you go. The little tag for A. That's going to be where our main weapon was used, or the main murder weapon we think was being used. The creator code will be in the description again if you would like to have a chalk outline of either Zipper or I think they've got Bear Cub as well variant. So yeah, feel free to check out the designs. I believe they're called Chris. I didn't make a note of their island. But anyway, moving on to this courtyard area. So I've actually got a load of climbing walls. That's not the way I wanted it to go. That just seems to be a common theme today. Right. When you turn it the other way around, like this, I think it kind of looks like a concrete wall. And then it's got this metal or potentially wood pillar as well. And I just think it looks really good, just as it is. So I'm going to be placing down a few more of them. Okay, I'm glad I sped that footage up because that took way longer than I wanted it to. So sorry about that. But here we have a sloppy bed. And this is where you can come to get your hot buns action. But like I said, it is a crime island, so these kind of things are going to happen, unfortunately. Again, I want it just to make it feel a bit more lived in, so we're going to throw a clothes pole here. Just push it against this wall. I've also got a small campfire cookware item. Again, just making it seem like people do actually live in this rundown area. And then I'm just going to throw a few bits of trash down. So I've got scattered papers. I actually do have some trash bags. Cool. I've got a few more items. What are they? Paint cans, decorative bottles, and a wheat field. Okay. So the wheat field I'm going to put somewhere around here on the road. Again, making it seem like there's a bit of nature is actually poking through on the road. And I'm just going to throw down, I guess, some bottles and the paint cans around this side of the building. Just on the pavement, why not? We'll throw down the paint cans, actually, to be honest, quite close by. Make it seem like there was always plans to paint over this rusty transportation stop at some point. But then they just never got round to it. and it got left unfinished and deserted. So you then run through here. You can't get past this now because of the tree and the climbing wall. But yeah, this is the entrance to the junkyard. So again, I'm going to have to grab a load of items for the junkyard. And yeah, we'll get started on that. So again, run to my storage shed and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're going to make a quick start to the junkyard area. So I'm going to start in this corner here. I have a tank. Oh, I'm actually on it already, which is surprising, but I can't place it down because I'm too close to the cliff. Because, you know, it wouldn't be a Tofu playthrough if I didn't mess up something like that. So, fabulous. That's the start of our junkyard going on. I've got an excavator. And I want to make it seem like this is still a working, active junkyard. So I thought a big bit of equipment like that would really kind of drive that home. Also, with it being a junkyard, I think it's only fitting that we have a doghouse. So I'm just going to have him like that. Maybe pushed a little bit forward just so that I will have fence here down the rust panels eventually. I'm going to do that last. And I will be moving a villager home into this corner here. And I wasn't sure who I was going to do to start with, but I actually think I'm going to move Sprocket into that space now. Almost like he's trying to mimic humans, or the animals, I guess. And so he's collecting all the various bits of junk and unwanted items that the villagers don't want in a way to try and learn their behaviour. And just kind of their likes, their dislikes, and what it is to be one of these animals or human. And that will be our backstory for Sprocket until I can move him out of this island and replace him with someone I actually had intended for said island. Okay, fabulous. So I'm going to move to this space here. In fact, what I'm going to do, just to make sure I don't get confused with my space, I'm going to just make a few marks. Because I'm pretty sure the houses are 4x4. So we'll do this. And then, that way I know how much space I'm kind of dealing with. Okay. So this space, I have inspection equipment. And there's also a conveyor belt. Almost this is the area where he scans various items if he thinks they're worth anything. Or if he thinks they're maybe dangerous, who knows. Just going to turn that off because that will be annoying. But as it's a junkyard, I do want it to feel really busy. I want it to feel messy. So there's going to be a lot of just various random items I'm going to throw down. There's going to be a lot of rusty or damaged items just because I think it all fits. Fantastic. I'm also going to have a lot of oil barrels, and there's going to be a few mini cars and a few damaged yachts. I'm going to have the yachts and vehicles basically just down this right hand side. I'm going to have a lot of the oil barrels around here, trying to make it sure that he doesn't pollute the water, but at the same time it is Crime Island, so who knows what Sprocket's really doing. And no one's going to really care. There's not like a police force here. Obviously Mira was a superhero that thought she was cleaning up the island, but she had to run away. She clearly wasn't having the effect she wanted. And yeah, she's gone on to, I guess, train somewhere else and try and be a better hero. Or just trying to get away from all this bad happening on Crime Island. I've got a few various coloured barrels, and I'm just trying to mix them up a bit. The milk can could go on this side. Whilst it's not a barrel, I do like the rusty look, and it's got a similar kind of height, similar look, so I think it fits nicely as well. Where are you? Oil barrel. Fantastic. So I don't want them too uniform, but I am just going to put down a yacht first to make sure that that actually fits in the space that I would like it to. Cool. I'm actually going to pick up this red one and then just move this blue one a little bit closer to the yacht. Again, like I said, I don't want them all uniform. I want them a little bit kind of just skewed, a little bit willy-nilly. Make it feel like the items have just been plonked down, and with no real care, they'll all be dealt with at a later time. I've mentioned this before, I did actually use this in my entrance build, just the retro pump, which was really rusty. It's something I've never used, and I just really like the look of the gas pumps. But I've never had an excuse to use them until now, and like I said, I just really like how they look. So I'm going to throw down a few of the mini cars. We've got a damaged one, we've got one that looks a little bit more new, but it's been abandoned. I'm going to throw down another yacht somewhere, wherever it is. There it is. I kind of want it closer to the wall because of where the, I guess, mast would go. It adds a little bit more height, so if you happen to be walking by there, you can see a little bit of it. And I want this to be a little bit further down as well, so I'm just going to shuffle things around a little bit. Just bear with me. It's kind of more like what I wanted. Can I fit through there? No, of course not. I guess that's the problem when you're placing down big items. You then get stuck every now and again, just because you can't run through. So I've got a few little items, just a spray can and a tyre stack. So tyre stack can live around here. No, it can't because I'm too close, obviously. There's a common theme here, I don't know if you've noticed, but Tofu can't place down items. He also likes talking in the third person, and he's kind of weird. Right, spray can will live next to the tyre stack. And I like the idea that it's just pointing at the car, so if you click on it, that's not pointing at the car at all. There you go. You click on it, it kind of sprays the car. Just a random fun thing, but there you go. Simple things amuse simple minds like myself, I guess. I'm now going to run off again to the storage shed and grab some more items, so bear with. So many balloons when you're doing these kind of builds, but I must ignore them, even though it's really hard. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my junkyard. I want to be able to have a walkable space, so it kind of walks around mostly the perimeter and still have access to what will be Sprocket's house, obviously. Like I've mentioned before, there will be fencing around, so you won't be able to access it from the sides. So I'm just going to put more items around this side now. And I would like a lot of items that have some height, so I've gone with the amazing machine. Again, never really had a chance to use it, and it's just nice to yeah, be able to throw down some items that I don't generally use. A tool shelf in white. So I'm going to throw a few items again just on the top, just so there's a bit more height. A little bit of splash of colour as well, so some blue trash bags. And I've got some decorative bottles. I believe they're green, but I could be wrong. Oh, I was right. Fantastic. I'm actually going to have to move a couple of these over, so I don't think the yacht is in the correct place. I think that'll stop the fence from being put down where I want it to be. So that's kind of annoying, but there you go. These things happen when you're placing down big items. Just run over the murder scene, it's fine. No one will ever know. Okay, so I'm going to work on a small, I guess, trash island in the middle here. And I've got various items to fulfill that. So a cardboard sofa. I kind of prefer that being the other way, honestly. Just so, whilst it is a cardboard sofa, I don't want it to be used. I do have a sloppy sofa, which, again, just prefer it the other way, just so that you can actually see the main body of the sofa this time. I'm just going to make it a little bit off-centre. Again, just kind of bring home that idea that everything's been thrown down, there's been no real order, it's all just chaos, and Sprocket has just thrown down items kind of willy-nilly. I like the chaotic nature of it. A TV and VCR combo. I thought it's an old bit of tech, so it would make sense that it would be in the junkyard. And then just to add to that, I've thrown a little electronics kit just on top. Make it seem like maybe he was playing around the back and trying to take apart some of these circuit boards and circuitry, who knows. Right, as far as this little side, I think I've got a couple of barrels. I have a pirate barrel. Fantastic. And there should be another oil barrel somewhere. I'm surprised I've actually managed to put them in roughly the order that I wanted them to start with. So that's cool. So, okay. Straight away we've got a small walkway. You do have to sneak by there, but that's fine. There should be a table somewhere. Sloppy table. Fabulous. It's a very minor detail, but I want it to be the other way round. Just so you can get a slight glimpse of those magazines being on the floor. Just adding to the messy nature of it all. And I think a table should have something on top of it. So this unfolded reference sheet. Fabulous. Just to add some height to the middle section, we've got some gear apparatus, and I also have some jail bars. They're both naturally in the rusty style. Although I do want to turn them around the correct way. That seems to be the theme of today's episode. Fantastic. So that's there. Just drag that along. Again, I don't want it to be totally uniform. And the jail bars are... there they are. Push it like that. Cool. I do have a jackhammer here, so that'll go just roughly there. Fantastic. You should be able to walk through there without any real issue. Okay, I then have a few various bits of items. So a couple of bottle crates. Oh, well. Always have a rest when you need one, kids. I guess. It's not what I meant to do, but it's fine. We should have a bottle crate. I think roughly around here. There we go. That's not where I wanted it. So I'm going to hop over there. And have another rest, apparently. Stop! What are you doing? It's not time for rest, it's time for work. Work hard, play hard. You're not playing hard at all. Okay, we got there. Gonna throw some trash bags. Again, just to really drive home that whole it's a junkyard feeling. A lot of trash. I'm going to add some, wherever it is, the tyre stack. If I was correct when I grabbed them all, this should be green. Fantastic. So I like just the little splash of colour behind all this rusty items. Obviously you've got the brown sofa, the two barrels being the pirate barrel, the oil barrel, the table, the jail bars and the gears. There's a lot of brown in there. So the splash of colour with the green oil barrel at the back, the red bottle crate and then like the yellow trash bags at the front. Yeah, I'm liking this. I do have a few more items. So there's a hand cart somewhere. So I think a hand cart should go somewhere around here. I guess something like that. So you can just about see it when you run past it. But to be honest, it's mostly obscured by the excavator here. But that's okay. And I do have some more trash, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. What's this? Unknown machine. Ooh, I forgot about the unknown machine. Okay, I'm going to put the unknown machine kind of close to the amazing machine. That makes sense, right? They both kind of go together. Press it. It makes a funky noise, apparently. I don't think I've ever interacted with that item whatsoever. So that's cool. Okay, I've got some trash bags just to throw down somewhere, though. Another splash of colour, and you still have the ability to just sneak through there. Okay, this is looking pretty good in my opinion. I'm just going to grab a few more items just to throw down onto the floor and make it feel a little bit more overgrown, and we'll also grab the fence just to finish it all off. And then once we've done that, we'll move on to moving Sprocket into his new home. Now quickly, just because I've got the item on my person, I'm gonna wear them. For God's sake. No, I'm going to wear these striped socks. And then we're going to throw down the lace socks. Cool. So you have the clothing pole there. So a random pair of socks have just blown off, and again it gives that just uncaring feeling, people just throwing away their trash. Hey Biff, how you doing? Okay, so I have my various bits and bobs that I'm going to throw down onto the floor. So, as many people, I'm sure, wheat fields, one of the best items in the game, one of my favourite items in the game. I think that it's just such a good addition. I don't know anyone that doesn't use these wheat fields in one capacity or another. But I'm just going to throw a few of them down here. I do actually have a little grass standee somewhere. There we go. Again, just another splash of colour, a little bit of green that we didn't have previously. I'm surprised that actually managed to go there. Cool. I might have to shuffle this down because I have a few scattered papers, and I think that would make more sense around the table. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Look, chef's kiss. Mwah. Okay. There is a leaf campfire, and this is going to seem really stupid because I'm going to put it next to the exclamation barrel and the flammable barrel. But that's just the nature of Sprocket. Honestly, he doesn't realise what he's doing. He's just throwing things down. He's, like I said, trying to learn how things work. He doesn't really know the safety protocols of these types of things. Some more papers just going down there next to the office supplies. I think another little splash of green would be fantastic here. So, do I have another leaf pile? I think I do. There we go. Fantastic. And I do have just a little bit of space here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to throw anything down, so let's just try it. Okay, a green wheat field. I guess we should have another wheat field around here somewhere. I'm actually going to swap a couple of these two around. Just try and make it feel like it's breaking up the white and the green so they're not too close to each other. It's a very silly detail, but it's what I want, so there you go. Okay, fabulous. I do have a load of fences, an absolute buttload of fences, so I will be putting them down in a second, and I'll, I guess, speed up the footage, just so you don't have to deal with the monotony of me failing to put them in the right place every time. Okay, so we have our enclosed junkyard area with our fence. Obviously you've got the water to stop any intruders, any trespassers. So the last thing I think I've got to do is talk to Tom Nook and talk about moving Sprocket's house. And while I'm there, I'm also going to pick up a few bits of weeds and flowers just for some more splashes of colour and the feeling of overgrownness. So I'll jump cut to when we start to do that. It's actually been so long since I've been on Gaol-Town proper that I forgot that Sprocket is a jock. So that makes it a little bit more fitting, the fact that he's actually in this area. So he'll do the heavy lifting. That's kind of his jam. So Sprocket's house, move it here. That's not where I wanted it to go. Hopefully it's not too close to the cliff being like that. It should be fine. I'm just terrible at my placement. Go figure. This is the spot. Okay, I'm going to skip forward to the next day. I'm going to paint this little area with the dark dirt. And yeah, we'll get to see Sprocket's house fully moved in. Why is this always a thing? Whenever I'm doing build videos on Gaol-Town, I have a visitor at the campsite. Every time, I swear it happens. Well, as curiosity is going to get the better of me, let's have a look. As you can see, all my fences are on display, but who do we think we're going to have? 3, 2, 1, let's find out. Ah, cutie, it's Fauna. I would say you're innocent, far too innocent for this place, but actually, you've been spreading Bob's cult around on various islands. I think you would fit in really nicely here. Fabulous, so there's Sprocket's new home. I'm just going to pop my hard hat on, as we all do, just to paint some dirt. And can I move that weed? I feel like that should just be over here somewhere. Don't know if it's going to allow me to do it. It's trying desperately not to. So maybe one here. Maybe one just in front of the doghouse. Cool. And with that, guys, it's all done. So guys, I'm going to call today's episode here. Thank you very much for watching my Junkyard and Neighbourhood build. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As for the next few videos, I would like to do another build on Gaol-Town. So I'm thinking a rundown car wash and have a few more cars just dotted around the island. And as far as Tanglewood, I would like to try and move out Lucky and try and find Rudy. However, I'm not going to dedicate too much time to it, so if it doesn't happen, I'll then finish the island off, and to be honest, we'll probably move on to a new island. Maybe even that all-sheep island that I've been talking about a few times recently. But I want to say thank you very much for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys!